Hey guys, let's see. What's up, Brady?
How are you, Miss Page?
What's up?
Hi, Andrea.
Hello.
Okay. How's everybody doing? I feel like I am freaking recovering. I was in Vegas for way too long. A week in Vegas is way too long. I will never do that again. But the two conferences were amazing. Bam Mania was awesome. And Real Rise, I actually wasn't going to go to that one because I was like, it's too long. Like, I'm not going to go. But then Byron asked me to do that panel. And so I was like, oh, I guess I'll stay. It was so good. Like, I really hope that everybody in our network, as many people that can go next year, because the speakers were amazing. The white party they do was like next level. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I came. I'm coming every single year. So I think they're doing it in Nashville next year, Tamir was saying. So should be really fun. And I hope that everybody can make it. So also, I freaking love our group. Like, everybody is so cool. Everybody that like I've been talking to and hanging out with, I freaking love everybody. And I just love how collaborative this is. So I'll wait a little bit longer to get started and make sure everybody can get on. But first, does anybody have any wins or any questions about Reel or the listing presentation or just your business, social media, like that they want to talk about? I just heard a beep. I don't know what that means. I can't see if like somebody's raising their hand. So just unmute yourself and feel free to start talking if you do. Nope. Everyone's silent on here. Come on, people. How many people do we have? 29 people. All right.
Pretty good turnout so far, that's for sure.
Yeah, good turnout so far.
I'll share.
You're famous. That was the best reel I think I've seen of you so far. That was good today.
Are you talking about Bob's?
Yeah, Bob's was amazing.
Freaking Bob. I'm like, I am gonna look. My next panel, I'll be thinking on how to look like a fucking bimbo and get women to hate you. Like, probably not good for business, but I'm like, oh, it's funny. So whatever. It's fine.
See, I was going to do a spinoff with Red Suit and Sean, us and our wife beaters.
That would be
and getting squirted with water, and then you just hear him stop. It's going, yeah, we're gonna interview, and then it's just like, you're hired.
Oh my gosh, so funny! I love it. Was
Wait,
it you? Were you saying something? Who just started to say something?
I was just going to say, go on vacation, because it really does happen where you get all the phone calls of, I'm ready to put an offer on this house. I need to see this house. I'm ready to list. And it was just, anyways, go on vacation, guys.
Every single time it happens. And then I'm like, I'm not there. Like, I can't go in and meet with the seller. They're going to like meet with somebody else. So I don't know why it happens every time, but it's the freaking worst. So where did you go?
I went to Cabo.
Oh, that's so fun. And that's why you couldn't come to Vegas.
Yeah, I'm bummed I missed out.
Yeah.
But let me know when you guys want to share listings. I have a good one coming up.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, send it to me. I'd love to hear more about it. And I mean, my favorite thing to do is the listing video thing. I love it. It's fun for me. I love coming up with fun ideas. And also Salt gives everyone in our group a discount. If anyone wants to pay for like a good high quality listing video, I do those for all of mine now, but I mean, for some agents, I'd say just if you have a good one, I'd for sure invest in a good videographer. But yeah, for those of you,
Salt came down this weekend and they were so professional, and like, the best part about it is that normally I'm the one who has to direct them. I obviously I'm a little bit of a control freak, but for the most part, she took care of everything and was like, I know exactly what shots to get. And it was just really seamless.
It's so much less stressful when they'll write the script for you. They'll tell you how to redo it. They'll tell you where to stand. You don't even have to think about it. And even if it's like a basic, not crazy creative idea, they'll make it look amazing because they're just the best with video.
They're incredible. I just have to say they're incredible. And their music choices purely, like, they're yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say enough about them.
I've had so much fun starting with them and working with them out here in Vegas. I absolutely love it when they come down here.
Oh, they're the best. And you just know that you don't have to worry about it because you're like, I'm not going to look like an idiot because I know even if I feel stupid when I'm doing it, I know they're going to make it look good with the editing. So, okay, enough about that. Scott, should we get started?
Yeah, let's get started. What's their Salt Cinema turnaround? I've got one tomorrow that I'm going to shoot, and I kind of would rather do it with her. And then also, there's a lot of new agents that have joined our team, so I'd like to come out if you guys want to be a part of it. We can all throw you guys into a reel and kind of collaborate and do all sorts of fun stuff. So
Yeah.
is,
Tomorrow.
is she slammed tomorrow?
What's that?
Is she slammed tomorrow? Do you know? I'll reach out to her.
Yeah, I'll text you. She's usually a week turnaround time, but I mean, I've had her be like, I need this one rushed. Like, please, so yeah, I'm sure they can work something out.
Okay, I think maybe in the chat too, guys, if you have listings coming up, things like that, put it in so we all know. It was really cool. I was talking to Eduardo last night, and he said that Missy and them did a deal together. Missy was representing the buyer, Eduardo was representing the seller. Guys, really share your wins like inside the community. It's absolutely powerful, like when we're all helping each other out and we're making money and we're like sharing each other's listings and other stuff. So that's all I got today. But Paige, we're excited.
Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to go over my listing presentation. I've had a lot of people ask about it. I've sent it to a lot of you. Obviously, it's mine. So you want to have something that is more, I guess, catered towards your personality and your own business. But anyone is welcome to this. I can send it to you. It's just a template on Canva. You can make something on PowerPoint that's similar. So I'll just kind of go over what I say and what I do that works really well. Emma can vouch for me. What did you think of my listing presentation, Emma?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Holy cow, Paige has it like in the bag. Like it is so dialed. I would say she goes over like everything you can possibly think of. Like she even shows like her listing videos that she does. She goes over like the sellers don't have any questions because it's so dialed. So yeah, it's incredible.
Also, I can't tell you how many sellers I've gone and met with who are like, oh my gosh, this is like the most any agent has gone over with me. Like most agents don't even, they just like come in and see it and give me a price, which is crazy. So even if you just have a listing presentation, you're ahead of the game. Like that's crazy to me. And this agent that Emma and I just got, I was kind of nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna make me look so bad if like I don't get this one because we're up against like a million other agents. But yeah, it's pretty dialed and it really helps. And especially if you're going all in on social media, I think people start to think like, oh, they're just like a social media agent or they're just like about themselves. So once you get in there, it's so important to be dialed straight to business. Like, no, this is just like the sprinkle on the cupcake. We have everything dialed in on the back end, like all of our systems, and this is everything we're going to do. Okay, so basically, I'm just going to pull it up and I'll go through the whole thing with you. But when somebody calls me, like a seller calls me to list their house, I kind of set the stage for them. And I say, hey, yes, the first thing let's do is set up a time for me to come in and see your home so I can really get in there. I'm out with buyers, boots on the ground every single day. So I really know what they're liking. So I need to see the home in person in order to get a feel for what the buyers are going to think and how much it's going to cost. And then we'll go over how I do business, see if it would be a good fit. And if you want to move forward from there, I'll get you pricing and we can move forward. So I set the appointment. Then when I get there, always take your shoes off. 101. Most of you guys know this, but take your shoes off and just say, hey, I want to start with a tour of the house. If we can start with a tour and so I can, if you can tell me some of your favorite features about the home so I can, and then I take notes along the way and sometimes pictures and videos as we're going through everything. And then as we're going through the house, I just ask them as many questions as possible. I've said this before on the different stages and panels and stuff. When we're advertising ourselves on social media and doing these videos and marketing ourselves and our listings, it's really all about you, right? The attention's on you. You're selling yourself. You're selling your marketing. You're selling what you do. As soon as you get into the appointment and meet with these people, you have to completely flip it. It now becomes all about them. Like you have to be so interested, act like they are like some like celebrity billionaire that you are so fascinated with that you have this one little like 45-minute hour that you get to find out everything about them. And that's the only time you're going to get to find out everything about them because it probably is. That's like you're meeting with them for a long time in this listing appointment. So you need to be asking them questions, genuinely interested in their life, about their kids, why they're selling, where they're going, what they do for work. And it comes across like you can't fake it. You really have to be genuinely interested in them. That one of the first like I guess, self-help books I read was the How to Win Friends and Influence People. And that was my one biggest takeaway from that book is everybody wants to feel important and everybody loves to talk about themselves. But people can feel if you're faking it. So the more you can ask them like genuine questions, be genuinely interested in them, and just find out as much as you can, be like laughing, joking around, like literally treat them like they're a celebrity that you have something to learn from and you're so interested in them. It has to be genuine. So that's what I do when I'm taking the time to go around the house. So it's not like awkward. I'm like asking them questions about the house, but really getting to know them and making them feel important and finding out as much as I can about them as possible. So once we've been through the whole house, then I'm usually like, hey, is there a place where we can sit down, go over how we do business, and we'll go over everything we do from start to finish. And so I always bring my computer, and then I start our listing presentation. I am tech stupid. So does anyone know how I share my screen? I imagine it's this little arrow button. Let's see.
Brady,
help me. Help me. I'm stupid.
I'm
Okay.
on mute. Yes, it's the little arrow with the button that says present now.
Okay, present now.
And then it should bring up another screen. You can hit tab, window, or entire screen.
Share. Okay, so then now I go to this other tab, and how do I move it on here? Because everyone can see this now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, everyone can still see it as I'm moving it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I wonder if I need to go to present mode on here or if we can just leave it on here. Because I'm usually, when I'm in the appointment, I'm on present.
I think you can go to full screen in the bottom right, or present, whatever works better.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is where I just say, okay, my team is Utah's Finest Real Estate. Our brokerage that we hang our license under is Real Broker. It's the fastest growing publicly traded brokerage in the world. It has a lot of great technology that really helps our clients. It helps us market our listings, make our job easier so that we can get your home in front of the most people. And it really just helps us do our job a lot better on the back end. And then if it's a luxury home, I'll talk about Real Luxury as well. We're part of the Real Luxury division. So your home is going to get into the Chinese search engines and the Wall Street Journal and Barron's. And it's just a great brokerage to support what we're already doing as a team. I'm getting a call. Okay, so here on this slide, I just say, this is my team. I'm the team leader. I have a team admin who's on salary. She's in charge of making sure everything is dialed in on the contracts. All the T's are crossed, I's are dotted, nothing is missed. And sorry, somebody just got to my house. Nothing is missed. And she does everything on the back end, making sure everything is dialed in so we can be out in front of people actually marketing your home and getting it sold. And then Mia, and I need to update this picture, but Mia is focused on buyers. So she's the one who's going to be actually actively sending your home to all the buyers in our database, sending it directly to buyers, bringing as many buyers through as possible. And then I'm focused on marketing and getting your home out there. If you don't have a team, you could still do a slide like this. Like I said, I have this whole template that I'll send to you guys. You can do a picture of yourself, and then you can talk about our group. You could talk about a TC. Like Tiffany is a TC in our group. She's amazing. She's been doing this before she came over, does a great job, has everything dialed in. Ariana, except my team admin, is open to doing more TC stuff too. So I feel like you can still say something similar. Like obviously the main points you want to say are talk about the brokerage, the fastest growing publicly traded brokerage in the world. It has amazing tech to help you get in front of more people, help you get your listings in front of more people, do your job a lot easier and more efficient. And you have people on the back end that are helping you, making sure everything is dialed in, and that you're focused on the marketing basically. Dude, my cleaners just got, well, you're going to kill me. Let me let them in 1 second. I'm so sorry. Hey guys, come on in. I'm on Zoom call. I'm so sorry.
Maybe some of us could get together and do like some pictures where there's like 5 or 6 of us all together so we can use that as like a slide. We should get together
Totally.
and take some pictures.
I'd love that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
keep going, Paige.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, we could do a group photo at like just in Utah in general, or I mean, I think just a great photo of yourself is awesome where you talk about the group, but yeah, a group photo where you talk about how people do these different things. It just makes it seem like, oh, this is like a well-oiled machine. This isn't like just one agent that I'm hiring. So I think it really helps. Okay, then I say on this slide, I say, okay, this is kind of an overall view of our marketing strategy. So step number 1 is conditioning your property to sell by staging it. We'll talk a little bit more about staging in the next slide. We have an awesome stager. This is what I say about staging. I used to cover staging. Now I just say we have an awesome stager. We cover a walkthrough. So our stager will come in. She's amazing. She'll tell you, oh, let's switch this around. Let's take this down. So we cover a walkthrough. And then if you want to move forward with full staging, she offers great pricing to our teams and our clients. So yeah, so I just say she offers a discount to all of our clients because we give her a lot of business. Staging can really help get your home sold quickly and for top dollar, but we will cover a staging walkthrough where she can kind of tell you, okay, I would really recommend fully staging this house, or she can just help you kind of tell you what to take down. She'll put a report together and what to move around to make your home look as model home-esque as possible.
Sorry to interrupt, Paige, but I saw firsthand with, I forget her name. Paige.
Natasha.
Yes. She was incredible. And not only that, but she's also honest. Like we had her come through the Draper house and it's a little bit outdated. They still have like some furniture. And instead of saying, oh, you know, you need to bring all this furniture in obviously so she can get paid, she was like, no, these are the things that I would do. And she just charged us the walkthrough fee. So she's insanely honest because I think obviously she wants more business going forward, but like, anyways, it was great. And it obviously the house sold super fast. So I would definitely recommend it.
Natasha's awesome. And obviously I've used other stagers too. Like I'm using Renew Home Staging in my Mapleton listing I have coming up right now. But I love Natasha because her walkthroughs are amazing. And for agents, I mean, there's always stagers everywhere, agents that aren't in the Salt Lake area. I know there's a lot of you not in Salt Lake. I would just call around to a couple different staging companies and say, hey, what do you charge for a walkthrough? And like, this is what I need you to do. I need you to put a staging report together. And then all of my staging clients who do need staging will go to you basically. And usually you can find somebody awesome. There's usually a lot of different options. Okay. So anyways, I'm going through these kind of quick. I'm like, this is kind of an overall view of the marketing strategy, staging, pricing strategy, which is super important. It's so important to price it right the first time. We'll give you a couple options as far as pricing, where I'll talk about this a little bit later in the presentation. But there's basically 3 options for pricing. So we'll go over that in a minute here. Obviously, the best of the best, high quality drone video, virtual Matterport tour. We have a lot of buyers coming in from out of state. So being able to virtually walk through the property is super important for them. Every agent at a bare minimum should be doing this. I say that in the listing presentation. Once we get all of the marketing back, we do some pre-marketing, like some coming soon. We market it to our network of agents. We do some like marketing on our social media. We're really big on Instagram Reels. It's just one of the best ways to get eyeballs on your property. Instagram Reels are being pushed out still because of TikTok and Shorts. So these short form video content are kind of where everybody's attention is right now. So we're big on social media Reels. And then we actually run them as ads. But the main purpose of these videos is to funnel everybody to our website, where we have them categorized in our CRM, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. Obviously, it's going to be on every major home site, Zillow, Trulia, KSL, and marketed to our network of over 100,000 agents. We're going to have beautiful print marketing as well. And here on this slide, I say, so again, just to emphasize the importance of home staging, the more that you can make a buyer feel like they can imagine themselves living in a home and they're walking through a model home rather than tiptoeing through somebody else's home, the easier it's going to be for them to imagine themselves living here. And then I show them a couple examples. This is one of the things Sharon Shavasi, he always says, show, don't tell. And so you guys are welcome to use these photos if you want to. So I say, this is an example of a lived-in stage, an occupied stage. So I tell them this in their appointment. This is their same couch. She came in, put the staging report together, and she just said, oh, you should flip your couch this way. It'll open up the room. Take these things down from the fire pit. Let's get rid of this couch behind. Let's add a rug right here. It's going to change the whole room. And so I just said, as you can see, even if you're living in the home, just having a stager come through and make a few tweaks can make a big difference. Now, this to them, like how different does this room look? Right off the bat, they're going to be like, oh, wow, that's amazing. I want access to their stager. because they know what they're doing and she knows how to make a home look better, right? So then I'll go to this one. I'll say, even if the home is beautiful, like this is a brand new custom home, she can come in and just add a few accessories and tweaks just to make it look like a model home. She can do a vacant stage. If your home is vacant, I say, obviously, if they're living there, I say, obviously this doesn't apply to you, but she can just come in and stage the main living areas, like kitchens and bathrooms sell homes. She can swap out really dated furniture if you have some stuff that doesn't go quite as well. And then I just tell them again, we cover the staging walkthrough, and then you can decide if you want to do full staging or not. And she's very honest, like Emma said. Okay, on this slide, I say, okay, this talks about the importance of pricing right the first time. The longer a home sits on the market, the less you tend to get. And like I said at the beginning of this, we will give you a couple pricing options. We take pricing very seriously. And so now that we've seen the home, we're going to go home and do a full market analysis, a deep dive on every single home that's sold, that's active, the market conditions in this neighborhood, because we take pricing very seriously. And we want to be really confident when we tell you, hey, this is market value. This is your sweet spot where we feel very confident we can get your home sold. And we'll send you all of the data that you want to see as far as days on market, how long homes are taking to sell, what's going under contract, what's active, what's sitting. And we want to be really as close as possible to pure market value. And this is probably more, just as in depth or more than what an appraiser would do. An appraiser is just looking at all the same information that we are, right? A home is really worth what a buyer is willing to pay. And we're out with buyers every single day. And so sometimes appraisers, I say this in the appointment, I'm like, honestly, I don't even really believe in appraisals because I've seen homes, the same exact home, appraised for like hundreds of thousands of dollars difference. And what I'm really worried about is getting an offer on your home. If we can get an offer, I can deal with the appraiser. We meet the appraiser there. We bring him a plate of cookies. We put together a full appraisal packet with a letter about all the best features of the home, all of the upgrades, all of the best comps to ask him to please consider. The appraisal isn't what I'm worried about. I'm worried about getting an offer on your home. So it's usually right. It's usually best to go and right at the sweet spot the first time. Now, if you want to push it a little bit, sometimes you might find that one buyer, if your home has something really unique about it, or it's in the perfect location, you might find that one buyer that's willing to pay a little bit higher. The problem is if you go for aspirational pricing, you might end up having to lower the price, and then you end up getting less than if you would have just gone in right at the sweet spot the first time, which is true. But if you want to take a risk, you might get lucky and find that one buyer that's willing to pay this amount. If it was my house, I would just list right at market value because I don't think it's worth the risk. But as long as you know and you agree that, okay, I'm willing to sell it at this price, if we don't get it, then I'm willing to try it if you want to, as long as you aren't going to be like, oh, you didn't sell at this price. I want to be very clear what I think it will sell for. And then if we have to lower it, that's fine. But if it's, and I tell them this in the appointment, I say, if it's some outrageous number that I know it's not going to sell for, it doesn't make sense for me to list it because I'm not just posting it on the MLS. I'm actually investing a ton of money into it, thousands of dollars. So if it doesn't sell and I know it's not going to sell, I'm just out that money. And so I want to make sure that at least you know where I truly think it's going to sell for and you're okay with that number. Now this kind of creates, I feel like, the idea in their head, she's not going to take my house. I want her to take it. So I don't want to be too unreasonable because I really want this girl to take my listing. So anyways, sorry, that was a little bit longer than what I usually say on that one, but on to the next. This is where I say, okay, maximizing online exposure. Everybody is finding homes online these days. Nobody's really driving around anymore or finding homes in the newspaper. Yes, we're going to have beautiful signage and have beautiful print marketing, but your online exposure is going to be what's most important in getting your home sold. It has to be in front of the right people, and everybody's attention is right here on their phones. Then the power of social media. This is what I say, and I think you guys can say the same thing. I say a few years ago, we started doing videos for our listings to help just get more eyeballs on our listings and get more exposure. Then we started selling homes directly from these videos. At first, it was just one, but then I had more and more, like people would send it to their friends or their family, and we got so many shares that a lot of our listings started selling from these videos because it really just creates awareness about the listing. If for the people that aren't actively looking on Zillow, I had one where the granddaughter saw it on TikTok, she sent it to her grandpa, and the grandpa ended up buying the house. Now that really happened to me. You guys can use my example for your listings. You can just say, yeah, there was one time the granddaughter saw the video on TikTok, sent it to her grandpa, the grandpa ended up buying the house. So I feel like you guys can still use what I'm saying, but I'm really just emphasizing, once we started selling homes directly from these videos, we started going all in on videos. We're running them as ads, but the videos are just to get eyeballs and shares. We want as many eyeballs and shares on this home as possible. What we're really trying to do is funnel people to our backend CRM, where we have everybody categorized by price range, time frame, area they're looking in. So then we can remarket to them on the back end. Like my $4 million listing in Harriman, the buyers that it might not be the perfect home for them on that home, I'm now remarketing to them for my $3.5 million home in Lehigh. And so we have all of these people categorized, and I've been doing this for 10 years. So now we've built up our database with all of these buyers and all of our past clients that we can remarket to them on the back end. And that I feel like is one of the most powerful things that I say, because these sellers are like, oh, I thought you just like did a cute little video and like, oh, it doesn't really matter. It's like, no, the video is just like the sprinkle on the cupcake to get eyeballs. We're actually running it as an ad. We have it where the most serious buyers who are actually interested, they're getting the link, a Google sign-on pops up, all of their information automatically gets put into our CRM. And so then they're in there for life, and we're always remarketing to them on the back end and following up with them for all of our future listings. And if you're not doing that, I mean, the CRM at Real, they use Lofty. It's like $30 a month. I would highly recommend just start. You can do little tags. It's not hard. You can start slow and just like slowly get better and better at it. Even if you just take a little bit of time every single week. Obviously, one of the most important things we can do is be adding to our database. But just start doing that so that you can say that. And running, I've said this a million times, but running the video as an ad is one of the best things you can do, because the sellers love it. You're spending money marketing their listing, but really it's marketing yourself as well. Like if other people see, they're like, oh my gosh, this video is amazing. It does actually sell the house because it only takes one buyer. And if it's a good video, people are sending it. People in the neighborhood will be like, oh, look at this video. Look at this house in my neighborhood. You should buy it. Come be my neighbor. People are sending it to, I have people sending it that are in other states, sending it to their friends that live in Utah, or their friends that are thinking about moving to Utah. Like it really is powerful. It's marketing yourself. It's marketing the home for the seller. And it works. And you can boost them later. Like even if it's on your feed and it dies, like I'll go back and boost my listings when I feel like it's been slow or I haven't had a showing. I'll go back and boost these videos on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. It gets more people into my database. So I'm not only selling my listing, but I'm getting more people into my database and I'm selling myself. So anyways, go ahead.
I have a quick question on that page.
Yeah.
So I know that you use ManyChat, right? For like commenting. Is that really the biggest way that you send people to your or to the website? Or is it?
That one's great, but it only works on Instagram. But that one's amazing because a lot less people are going to go to your link in your bio on your YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok. So on those platforms, they do have to go in and get the link or send you a message and then you send it to them. But ManyChat is amazing for Instagram because you get way more people commenting the word and they automatically get the links sent straight to them. I use Luxury Presence for my website, but there's a lot of different like ways to make a listing website. There's a bunch of different ones on, if you go to partners on the Real backend, there's a few different options. I use Luxury Presence for mine and it's great, but I know if you don't want to have a full website like that, there's a lot of cheaper ways to do it, but you do get a discount at Luxury Presence with Real. But yeah, ManyChat, you always want to use that on Instagram because it's so much easier for people just to automatically get the link. So
Paige, real quick, I have a question. Is when people come in on the ManyChat and you send them over the landing page for the property or the information for the property, how are you capturing their email just when they come into your
Because
website?
as soon as they click on the website, a little Google sign-on pops up. And then they just click one button and all of that information gets automatically funneled to my CRM.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, Luxury Presence automatically does that, but I know there's other sites too. If you look at their partnership brands that you can use just for the property websites, if you don't want to sign up for Luxury Presence. But there's lots of different, like you can do it on, I feel like there's 3 platforms.
Lofty, when the partnership with Lofty, they have a website. I built my whole website just through Lofty, and it was the most simple thing, and it's somewhat similar to Luxury Presence.
Oh, that probably like works even better. We have to use Zapier to connect Luxury Presence to Lofty. So honestly, it's probably even cleaner to do that. So does Lofty have on your website the Google sign-on that pops up?
Yep.
Oh,
It has all of that. So I believe it's all set up now, but yeah, it has all of it where it just pops up automatically right when you come on my website now.
Oh, that's amazing. Perfect. Well, then maybe you can and are you only paying the $30 for Lofty too, or do you have like an upgraded version?
Yeah, I don't have to I'm not paying for like a website or anything like that. It's just all through the $30 with Lofty.
Okay, there you go. $30 a month, like so worth it. Okay, so here's where I show, don't tell, the power of social media. Use these if you want. I don't care. Screenshot mine and use them for yours. I'm saying we're reaching millions of accounts every single month because we've kind of learned exactly what to do, exactly what works for organic marketing, but then also our ad spend. So we're running ads and we're also reaching people organically. And I mean, people don't know. This is like such a big number. Even if you're boosting your listings as ads, you're going to get like hundreds of thousands, at least 100,000. So even if you could show there's like 100,000 on there, nobody else is showing this, they're going to be impressed. So if you want to screenshot your numbers, and I'm saying these are the people that I have my following. It's like in the United States. It's not like there's random followings from all over. Then I talk about retargeting. I say, this is what it looks like when people get the link to your home. This is what we're trying to get people to from the videos. This automatically Google sign-on comes on, and we're funneling all their information to our back end. And then for people, let me pause this or turn this down.
Welcome back to Mapleton. If you recognize this place, it's probably because we sold 3 homes in this neighborhood.
I say, here's an example of the video that we do for your home. We make it short, a minute or less, because everybody's attention spans are so short these days. And like I said, it's short, highlighting the best features of the home. We want to use a hook to get people's attention, but the point of it is to funnel people to our back end.
We just listed this brand new affordable townhome in Keeper.
Sometimes they don't.
Welcome to the.
I try to do one in different areas so people can see that I work in all these different areas. I say, here's a couple of recent reviews. I can send you a link to all of our reviews or any references if you want to call some of our past clients, some recent sales. And then last slide, this is kind of an overview of what it will look like if you decide to move forward. First things first, I'm going to go home and do a full market analysis. And we will determine the list price. Like I said, I'll give you 2 options: market value, aspirational pricing. And then also, if you want to price it slightly under, sometimes that can create a bidding war and you actually get more than going right in at market value. So we can talk about those options. If you're good with the list price, I will send you the listing agreement. It's the standard listing agreement used by the state of Utah. And now this is when I go into the commission changes. I say, have you heard about the recent changes with commissions? Usually they say yes. And then I say, so it used to be that your listing agent always got the full 6% commission. I just kind of slipped that 6% in right there. Your listing agent always got the full 6% commission. Now with this new lawsuit, it's decoupled the commission. So it used to be the listing agent would offer half of their commission or a portion of their commission to buyer's agents as a marketing tool, right? Like, hey, we're offering 3%, bring your buyers through. It's just a marketing tool to get buyers through. The lawsuit said, hey, why should the listing agent always get the full 3%, whether the buyer has an agent or they don't? Like maybe the buyer used to be an agent. They don't need an agent. Like they know what they're doing. They just let their license lapse. Or maybe they're working with a new agent who like is brand new, doesn't know what they're doing, who's charging a little bit less. So the lawsuit says, hey, the seller should pay the listing agent what the listing agent charges. So we charge 3%. In that, we include a staging walkthrough, video marketing, photography, Matterport walkthrough, a catered open house, all of our ads, and all of our time, negotiation, energy, and getting your home sold. And then you have 3 options when it comes to offering to a buyer's agent. So 1, you don't have to offer anything to buyer's agents. I highly recommend offering something because most buyers, they already have a ton of costs associated with buying a home. They can't afford to pay their agent on top of that. And 99% of buyers are working with an agent. Option number 2 is you can just offer 3% to buyer's agents. It's no longer advertised in the MLS, but we can advertise that to agents. We can do an email blast. We can reach out to agents directly and be like, hey, these sellers are offering 3%, bring all your buyers through. They're paying a full 3%, super buyer agent friendly, bring everybody through. Your third option is, and this is what I like, this is what I would recommend, this is what I would do when I was selling my house, is you can not advertise it, be willing to pay, but say that it's negotiable. So when buyer's agents are reaching out, asking if we're offering a buyer's agent commission, we can say, yes, sellers are willing to work with a buyer's agent based on the price and the terms of the offer. So send me a great offer with great terms. Absolutely. We'll pay full 3%. You know, if maybe you get lucky and you get an agent who's charging less, who's not as experienced, and you save a little bit of money, or maybe they send a little bit of a better offer because they're trying to get their full commission paid for. And so I just give them the 3 options. I'm like, it doesn't matter to us. Like, we charge what we charge. This is what we include. It's up to you what you want to do for buyer's agents. Once the listing agreement is signed, we start the marketing plan. And then once we get all of the marketing back, we do some coming soon marketing. We put your sign and lockbox up and we go live on the MLS. And that's it. How do I stop staring at my screen? Hold on.
Do you actually go through the competitive market analysis, or do you just kind of leave it as this is what I'm gonna list your house for?
No. So after this, I say, this is something I forgot. I feel like I don't flow as easy when I'm like not looking at somebody and talking to somebody. So I'm trying to remember like what I actually say in the listing appointment. But when I say we'll determine list price, I say we actually brought some high level comps here so you can get an idea. And I bring comps, but I say I haven't done a deep dive into these at all because I really needed to see your home in person before I can give you a price. I need to go home and do a deep dive on all of these. But here are some high level comps, and I kind of like spread them out. We'll go through like, this is where this home is comparatively. This is the square footage. This is the lot size. And then I'll see. And then sometimes I'll say like, how do you think your home compares? Like, do you know any of these homes? How do you think your home compares based on some of these comps that we brought? And sometimes they'll say, oh, this one, or I kind of think that. And then I'll also ask them like, is there a price that you're hoping for? So I can get an idea of like, hey, are they out to lunch or are they going to be reasonable? So I'll say, is there a price you're hoping to get? And then I'll ask them where they think their home compares, compared to these different homes that we brought. And then I say, sometimes they'll ask like, what do you think? And I say, honestly, I don't want to say a price yet. Cause like I said, I take pricing very seriously. I don't want to get home like, oh, dang, this home actually has this, this, and this. I think it's a lot lower. And it ends up being lower or higher. So let me do a deep dive on this. I'll be very strategic with it and I'll get back to you either tonight or tomorrow.
What program do you use? Are you using Cloud CMA or do you have your own?
I just use the MLS. Yeah. I actually hate that I love their old. I do use Cloud CMA, but I love their old CMA way better. Does anyone else have a new one that they use?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat because I was like, I like this one.
What's that? What did you say, Jenny?
I'm in the same boat as you because I like the old CMA on Cloud.
It was awesome. I loved it. Why did they get rid of that? Yeah.
Does Real have one? Do they have a platform to maybe pull in to do CMA? Do we know?
I don't know. And I don't know how you would do that without the MLS. Like the MLS to do it. Am I echoing for anyone else? It might be because it's repeating. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. It seems like it would have to come from the MLS. The Cloud CMA sucks. It doesn't work as well. So if anybody finds a better program, then please send it to us because I'm just kind of like literally manually writing it out, like adding and subtracting, so random, but lofty is $40, not 30 now. Oh, dang it. Got it. Okay, cool. Well, we're a little bit over on time, but does anybody have any other questions? Also, I'm happy, feel free, any of you guys, call me anytime. I'm happy to go over stuff with you one-on-one. You're welcome to have what I use, tweak it to yourself. So whatever I can do to help you, please never feel like you can't call me because I want to help. Missy, what's up? You can just unmute yourself.
Hi. That was so good, by the way. Thank you so much. I've been trying to figure out how to go through things and utilize the listing presentation and whatnot. But I had a question for sellers. Obviously, I feel like you're on social media, so people might be like, I want to work with Paige and I want to get in front of her and get in person. But something that I've struggled with is that there's people like, oh, we have 5 other realtors that we're interviewing. Can you just give me a price? What's your price? I want to get on a 10-minute phone call, like, or maybe a Zoom if I'm lucky. But how do you navigate that when people won't even give you the time of day if they already have 5 other people that they're interviewing?
How are you getting these people?
So some of them are like recommendations from college. Like one recently was someone that I went to college with, their mom that's in Denver. So I'm like, oh, hey, like we could do a video call, but they're older. So she's like, no, we'll just do a phone call.
So
Yeah.
I just say, hey, it's super important that I see the home in person so I can price it right. I need to really get in there and get a feel for what buyers are going to think. I'm out with buyers every single day looking at homes. I know what they're looking for. So I need to see the home in person and really get a feel for it and all the different upgrades and features so I can give you accurate pricing. And then also I say, yeah, I mean, I need to go over how we do business to make sure it's going to be a good fit. You know, like there's a lot that I put into this. It's not just like I throw it on the MLS, like I'm different than every other agent. So I really need to see your home in person. We need to go over how we do business so we can make sure this is a good fit for both of us.
And do you do the same for like a buyer's presentation? Like, do you try and get in person with them, or what's the pitch there?
I always get in person with the buyer first, and I take them to lunch. So I say, yeah, first let's set up a meeting. I always like to do a buyer consultation first, again, to go over how I do business, really get dialed in on exactly what you're wanting, what you're looking for, so we can make sure that this is a good fit before we move forward.
Okay.
And I say to make sure that we think it's a good fit, like not just you. Like I want to make sure I want to work with you, which I'll work with anyone, but I just say that.
Paige, I want to jump in here on this because this is important. It is, if you have listings and somebody calls you randomly, the first question you should ask them, because they want to find out about the house and whatnot. Don't spew all that information. The first thing you need to start collecting information on them. You should be interviewing them. So if they call up and say, hey, tell me about the house. Hey, first off, are you cash or are you getting a loan? Right off the bat, they're going to be like, oh, this person thinks I'm cash. Okay, I'm not cash. Okay, what are you qualified up to? Have you been pre-qualified first? If they say no, cool, let's get you pre-qualified. Do you have any ideas how much you get pre-qualified? You want to get them pre-qualified with a lender, because if you're the person that gets them pre-qualified, guess who they're going to use? They're probably going to go through your preferred lender, and then right off the bat, the assumption they're naturally going to want to use you to do the loan. So if they're not pre-qualified, get them pre-qualified. Then it's very easy to get the buyer broker assigned with them. And then the second thing, you can leverage our team that we have. And what you do is you say, listen, we get lots of off-market deals. Anyone can go on the MLS and find deals. But we have a massive team where we're scouring the market for off-market deals. And part of working with me and my team is we'll bring you deals before anyone else sees those. So always get into their house on the listing appointments. Don't do anything over the phone. Be very upfront with them saying, I need to see your house. What time can we meet you there? Right, Paige? You do most of your listing appointments in their house. So if you guys can control the environment of where you're doing it, you will get the listing, and then leverage our team. If you're a newer agent, say I'm with Paige, I'm with Maylee. If you're in fix and flip and commercial, leverage our massive team that we have, and you'll get every single listing. That's all I got.
Love it. All right, guys. I gotta go, but call me one-on-one. I'd love, if you guys want to meet and go over this in person, if you want help tweaking it to yourself, I would love to help you. I actually enjoy this. I promise. I've had a couple of people be like, oh, I don't want to call and bug you. I'm like, I love it. Like, I really enjoy it. So call, reach out to me. Let's get together and get me on some freaking calls with other agents. I want all of you guys to kill it and like add people in your network, because it's really rewarding helping with other people and working with other people. So I want to help you add people too. Get me on a call. I'll close them every time. Like everything I saw at Rice, I'm like, holy shit, it's crazy. They're so ahead of the technology. It's awesome. So get me on some calls. I love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.